Hello everybody, SirMonkeySuit here back again with Suzumiya Haruhi. We're on episode 8, and in the last episode, not really a lot to go on, like not really a lot that progressed the story, but it did sort of further that whole dimension thing with Suzumiya's sort of like displeasurement, if that's even a word. It sounds good though, so we'll use that. And other than that, it was just, yeah, we got introduced to a new character, which was Mikaru's friend, Suzumiya. And yeah, like other than that, there was not really a lot else. We kind of got like, you know, a little look, like, you know, a bit more at Yuki's sort of like information power kind of thing that she has, where she's like, she can like control things, and it was cool. So it was like a very, like a little like fun little episode, which you know, it wasn't a lot to discuss, but it was very fun anyway to watch, and I enjoyed it anyway. So it is what it is. But yeah, I think that's all we really need to talk about. So we're just gonna get in episode 8, see where we go from here. So without further ado, let's go.
今日は何の日か知ってる？
お前の誕生日か？
違うわよ。
朝比奈さんの誕生日。
違う。あんたってやつは今日がどんなに大切な日か分かってないのね。
7月7日。もしやとは思うが、七夕がどうとか言い出すんじゃないだろうな。
もちろん言い出すつもりよ。七夕よ七夕。
What's Tanabata again?
日本人ならちゃんと覚えてないとダメじゃないの。
I've seen Tanabata and like other anime and stuff like that before. I just can't remember what it is. Yep.
どうも、調子はどうですか？
Dressed up again.
俺の調子は高校入学以来狂いっぱなしさ。
やっほーい。メンゴ遅れてごめんね。
ここは確か私有地だぞ。この笹泥棒が。
ほら、短冊も作ってきたから。
Tanabata's where you hang like wishes from.
条件があるわ。
Yeah.
条件も何も俺たちはまだ書くとも何とも言ってないぞ。
じゃあ織姫と彦星ってどの星のことかわかる？
知らん。
I know Arahime is from Bleach.
85点。不守相対性理論に乗ると光の速さを超えてどっかに行くことはできません。ちなみに地球からベガとアルタイルまではそれぞれ25光年と16光年。どっちかの星の神様が願い事を叶えてくれるのもそんくらい後。25年後と16年後に叶えてほしい願い事をしなさい。
25年後や16年後に
常識というものをよく理解しています。
なんでそんなことがわかるんだ？
そして彼女には世界を再構築できる力もある。しかし今のところこの世界はまだまだ理性を失ってはいませんから。
そこ、死後を慎みなさい。
She had a very K-on face there.
お前のよりははるかにマシだ。
What was that? I'm gonna have to go back through those at the end of it.
16年か。長いな。
からの春日は妙にテンションが低く憂鬱そうだった。塩らしくしているこいつはそれはそれで相当に不気味だ。もちろんですとも。
So I wonder if she wished it so, does that mean that even the wishes that she puts down there will actually happen in like 25 years or 16 years from now? Another one.
一緒に行ってほしいところがあるの。
いいですよ。どこに行くんです？3
年前です。
さ、
She's gonna take him back in time.
お願いです。今は何も聞かずにうんって言ってください。
じゃあいいですけど。
本当？ありがとう。
How does she get back in time then?
で、タイムマシンはどこなんです？
ここから行きます。
ここから？
キョン君、ごめんね。
あ。
そろそろ起きてくれないと私足しびれちゃ
ってなんで寝てたんですか？
ごめんなさい。時間跳躍の方法を知られたくなかったんです。
いや、
It'll probably be something like she has to get naked and all and do it or something, isn't it?
朝比奈さんならオールオッケーです。今ってもう3年前なんですか
？3年前の7月7日。
It's just asleep. Does it make her tired to like do the time jumping thing or something?
果たして何らかの意思表示なのだろうか。
No. Oh, interesting.
キョン君、こんばんは。
朝比奈さん。
あの時の私ってこんなだったのね。
She's never seen herself before.
朝比奈さんを眠らせたのはあなたですか？
私の姿を見られる
Yeah, okay, yeah, because they can't see, yeah, to see each other
私が
would
こ
be.
の子の立場だった時、私は私に会ってないから、校門前にいる人に協力してあげて。そっちの私はごめんですがおんぶしていってください。
What?
なんか見返りに何かアイテムはもらえないんですか？
見返りですか？ 私から差し上げられるものはありません。でもそっちで眠っている私にチューくらいならしちゃってもいいよ。ただし寝てる間にね。
What?
時間です。私はもう行かない。
Could that be classified as?
私のことはこの子には内緒。
Could it be classified as consent if the older one is allowing? You know what I mean?
東中か。
Oh my god. That's a little Harry.
変態誘拐犯。
お前こそ何やってんだ。
決まってるじゃないの。不法侵入よ。
そんな堂々と犯罪行為を宣言されてもな。
誰だか知らないけど暇なら手伝いなさいよ。出ないと通報するわよ。こっちよ。
暗がりで幸いだった。この分では俺と朝比奈さんの顔もよく見えて
いる。Even a younger Haruhi was getting them to do shit.
ちらりとも覚えていないようだったから。
What you doing?
変わってやるよ。お前は線引き持て。
私の言う通りに線引いて。
俺が？
そう、あんたが。
見ず知らずの高校生に平気で命令する気合はやはりどこまでも春日らしい。もし俺自身が初対面でこんな女子中学生に出くわしていたら神聖のヤバいやつだと思ったことだろう。いつか谷口が言っていた謎のメッセージだが、まさか俺が書いたものだったとはな。
まあまあね。
悪かったな。
あんた宇宙人っていると思う？
突然だな。
質問に答えなさいよ。
いるんじゃねえの？
じゃあ未来人は？
いてもおかしくはないな。
超能力者なら？
配り歩くほどいるだろうよ。
異世界人は？
それはまだ知り合ってないな。
それ北高の制服よね。
まあな。
あんた
これは一体何なんだ？
見ればわかるでしょ。メッセージよ。
まさか織姫と彦星宛てじゃないだろうな。
どうしてわかったの？
まあ七夕だしな。似たようなことをしてるやつに覚えがあっただけさ。
ぜひ知り合いになりたいわね。北高にそんな人がいるわけ？
まあな。
Is that why she ends up going there? Probably what this was for, right? To make sure that she ends up going there.
目的は果たしたし。じゃあね。なんですかここ？何がどうして今はいつ？TPDD がありませんね。
どうしたんです？ TPDD って何ですか？なんでないんでしょうか？わか
りません。このままです。私たちはこの3年前の時間平面上に取り残されて元の時空に戻れません。
TPDD とやらをかすめ取ったのはおそらく大人の朝比奈さんだ。なら自分がこの時 TPDD をなくすという体験を。
So Yuki gave that knowing that would happen as well? What the fuck?
鈴宮春日の知り合いのものだって言ったらわかるか？
Straight in.
よ入れてもらっていいか？
Oh man, so informal,
俺
isn't
た
it?
ちの3年後のお前はこんなものをくれたんだ。
理解した。時間同位体の当該メモリーアクセス許可申請。
Oh, it's the
時間
memory.
連結平面
So
上
shit.
の可逆性
That's
情報を
cool.
ダウンロードした。
いや、わからんけど。
Yeah, took off the glasses.
3年近くも待機してるつもりなのか？
そう。
それはまたえらく気の長い
Just
話
gonna
だ。
remain like that for 3 years.
時間を移動する方法は一つではない。長門さんは完全な形で時間跳躍できるの？形は必要ではない。
まさかとは思うが、ここで寝ろっていうのか？
そう。
朝比奈さんと2人。
寝て。
だと直入。
寝るだけ。
Shit. Did they travel or something? Or what?
どうしました？それが TPDD なんですか？
違います。これはただの電波時計です。よかった。帰ってこれました。選択時空間内の流体情報を凍結。長門さんは この部屋ごと時間を止めたんです。
Damn.
3年間
That's why it seemed like immediately for them. So they just waited 3 years. Oh my god.
お前から初めて宇宙人とかなんとかという話を聞いたとき、隣のこの部屋では俺と朝比奈さんが寝てたってことか。
そう。
Oh man. Yuki's pretty, just pretty like amazing compared to the rest of them, isn't she?
これ、なんて書いてあるか読めるか。
私はここにいる。
ひょっとしてだが、それどっかの宇宙人が使っている言語になってるんじゃないだろうな。長門は何も答えなかった。
私は下っ端。いえ、また。いえ、研修生みたいなものですから。私は上司というか上の人というか、だから自分でもしていることの意味がわからなかったりするんです。
その上司というのは大人版朝比奈さんではないだろうか。
That'd be interesting, wouldn't it?
あの
Older in your younger self.
この今の朝比奈さんには何も教えてやっていないようだ。でもまあ未来人には未来人なりの規則や法則があるのだろう。この意識ではちゃんと翌日なのだが、肉体的には3年と1日ぶりの登校ということになるらしい。
七夕の季節にはちょっと思い出があるのよ。
そうかい。なあ長門、朝比奈さんはちゃんと未来人なんだよな。
そう。
それにしては過去や未来を行き来するプロセスに辻褄が合ってないような気がするんだが、過去と未来には連続性がないと言っていた。だが3年前に戻った俺は結果として春日にいらぬ知恵をつけてしまって、どうやらその知恵が春日を北高に呼んだり、過去と未来には明らかな連続性があるんだ。朝比奈さんの説明と矛盾するだろ。
困りましたね。どこへ逃げましょうか。さあ、この僕の行動のどこに矛盾があったでしょうか。もっとも我々の場合、キングに大した値打ちはないのですよ。より重要性があるのはあくまでクイーンなのでね。
Okay, episode 8. Right. Very interesting one. A very strong focus on time in this episode. So it started out the episode. Today is the day that this episode takes place is Tanabata, which I do recall. The event, I did recall it when they said it. I just couldn't remember what it was about. I remember seeing it in like other anime and stuff, and yeah, it is the whole thing where they hang wishes from branches. I didn't know, however, they had to face towards. Like I'm not sure if that's something that only Haruhi wants to do, or if that's something they actually do. In that, like, on that day, if they do actually have to face it towards, I guess, the stars, Vega and Altair. Never heard of them. I do know Altair is the first thing in the first guy you play as in Assassin's Creed, though. So there's that. But yeah, so yeah, because I guess those stars represent Orihime and Hakiboshi. I can't remember the other one, but yeah, I guess because those make your wish come true. However, there was this whole thing about Suzumiya saying like the reason why it doesn't seem like your wishes come true is because the wishes actually, like, in order for Orihime and Hakiboshi, whoever the other one was, in order for them to actually see the wish, you have to face it towards them, and because of the speed of light, it would take 25 years and 16 years respectively for the wish to come true. Because that's how long it would take for the speed of light, I guess, to get there. And it's fucking... Oh, that's great. I love that. Like, I love that explanation as to why, like, the wishes don't seem to come true, because in order for the wish to come true, it has to take that long. However, for somebody who obviously she doesn't know, however, we, the explanation that we have of Haruhi is that everything she wishes comes true. So it's interesting the fact that what she's doing for is wishing for somebody else to do it when she herself could actually make it happen. But what I find interesting is that if she believes it enough, it will happen. It's a weird sort of almost Inception-like thing where she's writing wishes, so she will wish that this will happen, and because she believes it's going to happen in that amount of time, oh yeah, I was going to actually look and see what their things were. So yeah, we'll get those up. But my point was, if she believes that it's going to happen in those years, like respectively, does that mean that they will actually end up happening because she wished it so? You know what I mean? It's just, it's sort of a interesting, like, you know, I don't know. I guess we could go forward in time at some point and see if that actually is the case. But I'm not sure if this will ever be brought back up because, yeah. Right, how do we know who had what? We need to know who had what. Does it say? I don't know if it does or not. He had green, right? So Mikuru had orange. Yeah, Yuki had purple, and Kyon had blue. So I guess Suzumiya had red. Okay, so let's have a look. Let's have a look what they want, because they passed through real quick. Okay, so Mikuru wants to get better at sewing and get better at cooking. Oh bless, just like little, you know, sweet little such noble stuff. I like it. All right, yeah. Yuki wants harmony and innovation. I think that basically is perfect for her. Yeah. Oh, Itsuki wants his family's well-being and world peace. It's interesting because Itsuki's always the one talking about wanting peace as well, so that makes sense. Kyon, give me money, give me a house so that you aren't big enough to wash a dog in. For fuck's sake. And this is the interesting one. This is the reason why I want to go back. So Suzumiya wants, I want the rotation of the Earth to go in the opposite direction. Make the world revolve around me. Oh. Okay. Well, first of all, why does she want to go in the opposite direction? There's some theory, if they're talking about like theory of relativity and shit like that, then there has to be some reason as to why she's wanting that to happen. Is it because it would be faster, maybe? Because, I don't know, depending on the side of the Earth that they're on, I don't know. As of when it's spinning. If anyone's got any further information regarding the opposite direction and why she wants that to happen, then please tell me. But the interesting thing is to make the world revolve around me. Now, if time is sort of a big part of this show, then is it possible that this whole thing, everything that's happened, could be related to Tanabata and like this whole wish thing? Like, if the wishes actually came true, what if that actually did? And the reason why Suzumiya almost seems like a god is because the world actually does revolve around her because of this wish that she placed. Now, every time when it gets into time travel, there's always convoluted shit like this that ends up popping up. I can see that kind of being the case, though, if that is what actually happened. It's just interesting that the world does already revolve around her, or seemingly, and yet that's the wish that she chose to put, you know what I mean? So if this whole episode is focused on time, I don't think it's too far out of the realm of possibility that this is the original thing that really actually ended up making her, like, the world revolve around her. Though it's interesting how it's already revolving around her when she put this wish here, you know? So there's a bit of like, meh, maybe, maybe not. But then again, you've also got to think that Suzumiya doesn't realise that the world revolves around her already anyway. So, you know, it's, yeah. Very selfish though, isn't it? It's a very selfish thing to ask. The opposite direction thing. Why would that be the... Oh. I want to find out why she wrote that down so badly. Why would that... The opposite direction. Maybe it doesn't mean much, and maybe it's just a little, like, a hint towards the fact that they're going back in time. If it's spun in the opposite direction, it's almost like, you know, going back in time. I don't know. Interested though, nonetheless. I like that. Yeah, so we can get that off now. Just wanted to see what they were that was the one that intrigued me because I saw them make the world revolve around me, and I wanted to know what the other one was. But yeah, interesting nonetheless. So yeah, my main question is if in 25 to 16 years, respectively, like, if those wishes actually were to come true, because she has the ability to wish it so. So if she believes that it will happen in those years, will it actually, you know? I don't know. But yeah. So Mikaru taking Kion back in time. The whole time jumping aspect of apparently, according to her, is classified information. So there's something called a TPDD, I guess, which she originally had, but is now lost, and I guess doesn't need it anymore. I didn't see where she lost it. I'm sure, like, I'm sure older Mikaru did. The only time she even touched younger Mikaru was when she like prodded her cheek. But so unless there's some like the time jumping mechanism things built in, wasn't Mikaru like searching around? Like, I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Maybe it is sort of built in, and that's how she took it. But I don't know. It seems rather strange. But she doesn't have it anymore. She has a sort of radio thing signal band around her wrist, which I don't know how that sort of like helps the situation. Like how it helps her. I don't know. I'm not sure that can help her take like. Maybe Mikaru is supposed to be stuck in this time that we're in now, like the current time, because seeming like it's not her that does the jumping; it's her older self actually. Oh, I don't know. If there's a bunch of Mikarus that are all in the same world, but are just then, you know, either that is the case, or the older one is the one time traveling around. They say there's you see there's different types of time travel, and that's what ends up being confusing, because it could be different ones, you know, like. Oh, I don't know, there's something weird about it, because, no, wait a minute, right, so Mikaru actually took him back with the TPDD, so she did have it currently, but she doesn't have it currently anymore, because when she went back, she lost it, and then she was she was sort of, like, stopped in information time by Yuki, so she's in a current time period without a TPDD, so she's not supposed to have a time-traveling device then, I guess, for a while. I guess so. I'm guessing the older Mikaru is able to time travel. Maybe the older Mikaru had to go back in time to take the younger Mikarus because the older Mikaru lost hers, and that's the reason why. I feel like there's a lot of shit that could have happened, and I feel like, honestly, I kind of have a feeling that's the reason why. Like, there's a weird thing about how Mikaru follows orders. And seemingly what they were talking about was that she follows orders from her older self, but because she can't directly interact with her older self, how does she get the orders? There's got to be some way that they receive orders that's a bit more like something, I don't know, like, I don't know. It's very confusing, time travel. But yeah. I don't know. I'd like to think that, I like to think that maybe, like, Ula Mikaru lost hers, so in order to do, like, to fix it, she had to go back in time to basically take her younger self's time travel device, knowing that if they went with Yuki, then they will be able to be put back and what to add. So therefore, they're now stuck in a loop where every time Mikuru gets older, she has to go back in time to take her younger selves. Fuck's sake. Oh, we'll just say that for now. So yeah, somehow young Mikuru went to sleep. Now I thought originally it was because time traveling actually does a bit of a number on her and it takes it out of her, so she just fell asleep. That could be the case. It wasn't really confirmed, but like just the way that older Mikuru was talking about it, it almost seemed like she was accepting the fact that she sent her to sleep. Or it could be a case of like if two of the same entity that are not supposed to see each other are within a range, then one of them is, I don't know, you know, automatically turned off, put to sleep, to avoid that shit. I don't know. But yeah, obviously the whole thing of like not seeing each other, it's not, you know, it shouldn't be the case, because things would fuck up in the future. But yeah, whatever. So yeah, I'm guessing at that point older Mikuru took younger Mikuru's time travel device, I guess, because I don't understand why anything else would be the case. So I had a young Haruhi who is exactly the same, and it's like nothing's changed. She's still ordering around Kyon to do everything, and I found that funny. It's interesting though the fact that, you know, I thought at the end there Haruhi was going to be like talk about the dude that she met like 3 years ago on Tanabata as well, and I did write down, I was like, would Haruhi not remember that? Like, I don't know. But one of the things that was, I think there was multiple points to maybe him going back in time, or taking him back in time. One of them was so that the older Mikuru could take the teleportation device, if that is indeed what happened, for Kyon to give Haruhi a reason to go to North High, and finally to seek out Yuki so that they could get back to the current time. So there was multiple different reasons as to why. I love the Tanabata thing, how it's written as alien language, but she's able to just like sort of download the information, and then like memory information to just becomes what she was back then. But it's interesting to know that now, because if you were to go back when the club first started and stuff, and Yuki was there, at that time Yuki was already aware who Kyon was and stuff, and you know, yeah, it's interesting, like little tidbit as well. I love the fact Kyon's like, he's like, wait, so when I was over here, me and Mikuru were sleeping just in the next room over. It's great. I wonder if it was a sort of thing as well, like if Kyon had opened that door when he was over at Yuki's the first time, if he'd actually opened that door, he would have seen himself. But would he have, by opening the door, would he have like broken through in that time period, and therefore it would have like they would have woken up like too early than they should have. How does that work though? Like, if you think about it, right, then there must be two. Is there not two Kyons then? Because if he went back in time, right, and he's seeing like, wait a minute, so when I was over here at Yuki's place the first time, I was sleeping in the other room. So if did they not? I don't know. Maybe I don't know how exactly how it works, but maybe I guess when they woke up in this episode, they've both phased into each other. But then, like, where the fuck did the other Kyon go? You know what I mean? I don't know. There's some interesting like little things. It's like a bit meh. I don't know. I don't know how that works. Fuck's sake, time travel so fucking. Okay. What else do we have? What else? There was an interesting little thing that that Kyon said about when Haruhi was like, "Oh, do you believe in aliens?" And she's going through them all, right? Do you think aliens exist? He says, "I guess they do. What about time travelers? wouldn't be strange if there were, which is interesting considering that's what they're doing now. Espas, there are probably enough of them to walk in formation. And finally, people from other dimensions. Right. So, what's interesting about that is the fact that, you know, as she's going through, obviously, aliens, right, Yuki, time travelers, Mikuru, Espas, Itsuki, and then the fourth has not been. There hasn't been a person that has been that is related to that. So since we don't know what Kion's is, and I've always been like a sort of a bit weird, like, you know, a bit like, is Kion really human? Then is he somebody from another dimension? Then we know that he can obviously go into the dimensions like between worlds and stuff like that. It's just interesting that he can. I'm wondering if Itsuki knows that, and he only brings Itsuki into the other dimension because he knows that he's able to do it. Like, would Itsuki be able to do it with a random human? Maybe not. I mean, it's not confirmed, but I'm just interested in the fact that, like, that was the fourth thing she said, and that is a special, you know, a special like a superhuman that we haven't got a character for yet, you know. And Kion is like the sort of odd one out, so it's possible. He acts like he probably wouldn't. Like, he seems to think that he's a human and he's normal. So while Itsuki is aware that he's an Esper, and Yuki's aware, and Mikuru's aware of what they are, Kion isn't. So that's something that's a bit strange. Like, why wouldn't Kion be aware, you know? Maybe the idea that you're from another dimension kind of, I don't know, if you cross dimensions, maybe it just resets you. I don't know. There's some weird things. But then again, it's like, as well, like, how would you explain Kion's little sister? You know what I mean? So, I don't know. There's some things that probably work against it, but it is interesting to note that through this series, Kion has been like, he's been even asking himself if he's human or not, you know? And we still haven't got an answer. He keeps asking what my role is, and she brings up a fourth being that no character is yet. So it's interesting. And finally, Mikuru specifically said, when she lost the teleportation device, she specifically said, we'll not be able to get back to our time. And it's interesting that Mikuru, as a time traveler, is saying the words "our time," like, because you'd think, like, you know, as a time traveler, the idea of having your own time is a bit like that you exist in one time period, you know what I mean? So it kind of goes along with that fact. I'm not sure exactly how the time travel works in this show. Seemingly, you're able to inhabit the same space, right? That is obvious. Older versions of you and younger versions can inhabit the same space. They shouldn't see each other. But yeah, it's interesting. Like, Mikuru is, you know, was she born as a... Well, if this was to happen 3 years ago, and that's where everything started being strange and whatever the fuck, are we supposed to assume that Mikuru time traveled here from another time, or she was born as a human and then, like, sort of, I don't know, at 3 years ago was introduced to all this shit, you know, at that point? So she was born in this time, and therefore it is our time. Because that would be the only reason why I would, you know, unless Mikuru is just being considerate and being like, no, it's back to where we should be in the current time period. It's just an interesting, weird little thing, you know, that I picked up on. I just wanted to talk about a bit, but yeah, interesting episode. I like that. You know, every single time when it comes to time stuff, it's, you know, it's always a lengthy discussion, and it's no different here. but yeah, very interesting episode, and I really enjoyed that. So we'll pick up that next week. Again, right, so Suzumiya Haruhi, obviously I've changed my format and things around. So you will have realised that these are coming out on Sunday now. So yeah, for patrons, obviously, you know, it's Sunday today. But yeah, for like, and you know, general public, these come out on Sundays now. So I've changed some stuff around. So yeah, Suzumiya Haruhi will be on Sundays now. Okay, but yeah, that was also that. You're watching. In the description below, I have links to certain things. One is the Discord. I urge everyone to go over there, especially if you want me to react to a certain show, because that's where polls and things start. Also, if you just want to come talk to me, our community, you're free to do that as well. And Patreon. So, if you don't want to support me, then you can do over on Patreon. I'll be very, very much appreciated if you do. There's a bunch of different tiers and rewards that you can get, depending on how much you want to support me with, if you do. Early access is the most popular one. That's $5 a month. So, for that, you gain access to all my Patreon shows a week early, a week in advance. And for Psychopaths and Code Geass, you get 4 episodes every single week. So if you love those shows, then that'll be a good one for you. So if you're coming for more reactions from me more frequently, early access is the one you want to get. $10 a month, that's the full length. So if you want to see my full length reactions to all the shows I do, every single thing I react to gets a full length, then the $10 one is the one for you. $15 a month, that is the exclusive tier. So for that, you gain access to another show I'm currently reacting to, which is Parasite. That is nearly finished, so once that is finished airing, it'll go on YouTube for the general public, and another show will take its place in the exclusive tier. It's only exclusive while it's airing. Also, all OVA reactions and all movie reactions go into the exclusive tier as well. $50, that is the elite tier, so every time you pay for that, you know, mine's on a pay monthly schedule, but you know, every time you pay for it, you get a choice of a show that you want me to react to, and I will react to it. It'll go at the back of the list, and I'll get around to it eventually. It might take me a while, because there's about 7 or 8 shows in there. But if you want to jump the queue and go at the very front so that your show gets reacted to next, then you want to get God tier, which is $100. And yeah, that means I'll react to your show next. But that is all, so thank you everyone for watching. I'll see you all next time. Bye bye.